Hello everyone, Jonathan Kevin Cote here with Mercury's Messenger Astrology. I'm here today to talk about 444, April 4th, 2020. There's a lot going on in the chart. In specific, why I'm pointing out this day is the Jupiter Pluto conjunction. It's going to be the first of three taking place in 2020. I've already done a Jupiter Saturn, the Great Conjunction video, and I've also done one speaking about the Pluto Saturn conjunction. And I promised you guys all that I'd be doing a Jupiter Pluto one, and so here we are, ready to do that video. Okay, where's my cursor here? There we go. Let's jump to the chart. Okay. So here we see over here the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Saturn's still very close, so these guys have all been playing, their energies have all been really hot this year. And in this chart we also see Mars close by. But yeah, let's start with what else I see going on in this chart. We have Mercury, who just recently passed Neptune. We have Venus in a perfect trine to Saturn, which Mars is strongly involved. And Venus is also squaring the Moon, who is just about to move into Virgo. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? I guess the nodes are in square to Chiron, and for some reason I felt I had something to say about Uranus. I guess Uranus is in square to Mars. Mars is faster than Uranus, so that's working to a tighter square. So what does this all kind of mean? Okay, well, the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, Jupiter is expanding, and Pluto is our transformation and our power. So expanding our power, expanding our transformation in the real world, in Capricorn, in structure. Okay. Now, the Mercury and Neptune. So Mercury had or is bringing us a message about our dreams or our illusion. Okay, and so that's coming pretty clear. A message on this. I would kind of feel like maybe something to do with the dream because of our transformation, our power. But then again, the illusion, facing that illusion, coming clear about what that illusion can also bring about this expansion in our transformation, coming to terms with the reality of what keeps us possibly sabotaging ourselves, self-sabotage kind of deal. Okay, now Venus in Gemini is about what we value in our environment, and that is trining Saturn and Mars here. So it's trining our karma and our actions in the collective. What else did I want to say? Oh, and this here is squaring the moon, which will shortly, in an hour or two, move into the sign of Virgo, bringing us intuitively the details about about our desires and our values in regards to our environment. And this has a lot to do with communication as well. Okay. Um, Aquarius rules the internet, and Gemini rules communication. So uh, there's a big aspect there going on. Now, what else did I kind of want to talk about here? The nodes squaring our ego, the rebirth of our ego, um, our wounds, coming into, well, it's a loose square, but it's still involved. And this is, I'm not going to bother talking about the Uranus Mars for now. It's still some time before it's exact. And so, yeah, that's what I kind of see going on in the chart. Now, I also want to mention a few other things, like what does 444 mean? Okay, well, 444 is a sign that someone is trying to communicate with you. And I had mentioned about the Venus in Gemini and the Mars and Saturn in Capricorn about communication, as well as Mercury conjunct Neptune. So yes, there's something that's that's trying to be communicated to you. 444 is a number of protection and encouragement. Okay, it is a sign that you are currently following the right path. If you see the number 444 repeatedly, it is often your angels giving you a sign that they are with you. Protection, like I was saying, guidance, encouragement, that kind of deal. The other thing here in the little meme, it says, "My loyalty is my strongest trait. Nothing is more important in life than family and friends." Okay. Now, we're in between eclipse season at this point, and the coming eclipse season, the last eclipse season in late December and January. January, I'm going to mention, was the Cancer full moon eclipse. And in, what is it, August maybe? Something like that. We're going to have a new moon eclipse in Cancer, and it'll be the last eclipse in Cancer for 9 years. Okay, and it's the North Node, so it'll be 18 to 19 years before the eclipses in Cancer are on the North Node again. And what does the sign of Cancer mean? It's about family and friends. It's about security, our personal security, our emotional security, and our home security. Could also be about homeland security, and I spoke a lot about homeland security with the Pluto Saturn conjunction, and I believe I talked about it a little bit too in the Jupiter Saturn, the Great Conjunction, as well. So this year has a lot to do about our feeling secure, our emotions of security, and our appreciation for family and friends. Yeah, so What else do I kind of want to say about this here? Mm, we could reflect back, like I was saying, it's going to be 19 years from now, 18, 19 years from now, or 9 years ago. Uh, I would recommend more, if we're going to go back in time, to look at the 19 years ago, to look at the similar energies rather than the opposing energies, which can help as well, which would bring us back to, Christmas of the year 2000, and the year 2001, when we had eclipses in Cancer, with it being the North Node in Cancer. So you could reflect back at that time of your life and what was taking place for you. I know myself, there was some awesome synchronicities going on. Uh, Back then, the year before, uh, I guess it was 99, or maybe, yeah, the earlier part of the year 2000, I ended up in British Columbia, and I was working at a hotel and living in the basement of the hotel. And I had just, this was like kind of me taking charge of my path, going out west, and kind of doing a lot of soul searching. I was spent a lot of time alone in the basement of this hotel, just journaling and stuff like that. Nearby, there was this cafe, and in the cafe there were a lot of dreadlock girls working there, and dreadlocks kind of, uh, in a way, initiated my whole desire to travel and experience um, something foreign to me, because I grew up in a very kind of like um, white picket fence kind of mentality, I guess, And the first time I saw dreadlocks, um, it, I really caught my attention and inspired my life. Now, my fourth house, which is related to Cancer, the sign of Cancer, is in Sagittarius. So there's the connection for myself. And anyhow, while I worked there, I tried making friends with the people who worked at this cafe. Not just the girls there. Of course, I wanted to make friends with the hot hippie girls, but just there seemed to be a community of people that I was attracted to. Yet things didn't work out, and so I went back to Ontario after the winter and worked at a summer camp again, the one a similar camp that I worked the summer before. And then as that summer came to an end, I another thing that just popped into head was the challenge that I've had with finding love. I'm not going to get into that story, but it has a lot to do with what's been going on this year for myself. Uh, Not to mention the family and friends aspect of things. So in the fall, I ended up back in Sudbury, and I was kind of like, what am I going to do now? And I just jumped on the internet and started looking for employment. And I didn't have any specific destination, um, or whatever. I might have used in my search accommodations provided kind of deal. And I ended up finding a job, or a posting for this lodge. I can't Bow Lake, Bow. Bow Lodge or something like that. Um, I think it might have said British, yeah, BC. I think it might be in BC, but Jasper as it's probably Alberta actually still, but yeah, it didn't say Lake Louise for its location. It said somewhere else, and I didn't know where it was, but nonetheless, I applied to this place, and there's some really cool synchronistic events, and it was really when synchronicity I really started seeing them clearly in life. So, yeah, what happened was I applied to this place and they contacted me and they said, "Hey, I'm sorry, we actually just finished hiring our staff for this season, but my girlfriend, wife, partner, whatever it was, um, she works at Leggins Bakery in Lake Louise, and she is looking for a cook. That's what I did back then. I took cooking in college to because I didn't know what I wanted to be, and I knew there was jobs everywhere for that, and it would help me travel. So that's what he tells me is his girlfriend. He was asking if he could pass my resume along, and I said for sure you can, because the strange thing is that is where I was trying to make friends the year before. That is where my wishes were kind of pointed. Um, and and all of a sudden now I'm in. I'm living with two hot dreadhead girls in the circle of people that I was trying to tap into the year before. And it's when I really started feeling like life is good and I'm becoming a king. I felt on top of the world. Lake Louise is uh, altitude wise, in Canada, anyways, the highest community altitude wise. I, I'm not sure about the world, but I imagine it's up there. And yeah, like it was the start of an amazing journey. Since then, I've kind of fallen off my path, come to matters of the heart, but I'm getting this feeling like I'm about to become that king, that find that courage and that heart that I've lost somewhere along the ways. I feel like it's coming to resurrect us, and that resurrection idea really resonates strongly with me for my 2019 experience, what I've kind of gone through. And so I really think that it's going to be a very challenging year. Um, I personally feel like uh, I went through great challenges this year. Um, but most people are going to go through these big challenges in 2020, and I feel like I went through them in 2019 to be there to help a lot of people through it and to find hope. Because this year I really felt hopeless for the most part. Um, a death of my ego and a great transformation I feel is on the way for me. And I feel like it's going to be like that for all of us. The last thing I'm going to mention is 2020. I've said for a long time is going to be about clarity, 2020 vision, about having a clear perception. And so I think it's going to be a really great year, a very challenging year, but one that is really going to uh, be major transformative for humanity. Uh, so yeah, this is my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are looking forward to springtime. I definitely am. Um, these winters up here have really started getting longer and longer, and I moved a couple hours south, so to shorten my winter a little bit. As well, I was feeling stuck, but let's not get off topic. This is my video. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys all again really soon, and take care. Have a good day.